Welcome to Global Reaction News and its unprecedented special series titled A Retrospective on Earth's Turbulent Path, a Prelude to the Present Crisis. 1st century, 0 AD to 100 AD, the Roman Empire under Augustus, from chaos to Caesar salad. Meet Augustus. Augustus, born Gaius Octavius, was like the guy who steps into a wild house party and somehow turns it into a corporate takeover. Before him, Rome was a chaotic mess, politicians stabbing each other, literally, civil wars every other week, and a government that made Game of Thrones look like a picnic. Augustus, the master strategist. Augustus was Julius Caesar's adopted heir. After Caesar's infamous et tu, Brute moment, aka the stabbing incident, Augustus shows up, casually teams up with Mark Antony, and takes on Caesar's assassins like it's a sequel to Gladiator. Once the enemies are dealt with, Augustus turns on Mark Antony, defeats him in a dramatic sea battle, and secures the title of Rome's ultimate power player. New title, Who Dis? Now, what does a guy who just won everything do? Augustus goes all humble brag and claims, "I'm not a dictator, I'm just princeps, first citizen." Sure, Augustus, we totally believe you're not the boss, while you rebuild Rome, hold all the power, and get a massive ego boost every time someone calls you imperator, emperor. Basically, he's the emperor without saying he's the emperor. Smooth move, Augustus. Pax Romana. Peace, but make it fashion. Augustus kicked off the Pax Romana, Roman peace, a 200-year stretch of relative calm where Rome chilled out on the civil wars and focused on architecture, culture, and roads. He practically turned the whole empire into one big Home Depot project, saying, "I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble." Translation, I was the extreme home makeover Rome desperately needed. The census and tax man. Augustus was also the original bureaucrat. He's the reason everyone had to sign up for a census, which gave us historical gems like Joseph and Mary traveled to Bethlehem. You know, from that other story. He figured out how to tax everyone, so basically, Augustus invented that fun moment every April when you pay your taxes. Thanks, Augustus. Family drama, the original reality show. Like any powerful leader, Augustus had major family drama. His daughter Julia was basically the Roman Empire's first party girl, and Augustus was not amused. There were exiles, scandals, and enough gossip to keep the Roman tabloids in business for years. Think of it as keeping up with the Caesarians. Death and legacy. Augustus ruled for over 40 years, which is basically ancient Rome's equivalent of a Lifetime Achievement Award. When he finally kicked the bucket in 14 AD, Rome was stable, rich, and looked pretty shiny. His last words, "I found Rome of clay, I leave it to you of marble." And probably, "Hey, did I do a good job? Clap if you agree." Spoiler alert, they clapped. So, Augustus, Rome's most epic empire builder, a guy who fixed the mess, threw a toga over it, and left future emperors wondering, how do I top that?
Now, for infinite trajectory analysis.
Takeaway. Sometimes after you stab your way to the top, you need to distract people with a shiny makeover and some cool public projects. Keep them busy admiring new roads, and they won't notice how you got there in the first place. Lesson. Betray your way to the top, build something shiny, and they'll still applaud you. Augustus mastered the game.